We'll never get out of here if we just keep hiding. We have to act.
There were other Padawans here that once thought as you do now.
I wanted to push the idea of the organic environments in this episode more than we had ever done before. I wanted a complete saturation of vegetation and to really feel like we're in this jungle bramble briar patch. So I started describing this kind of big tangled mess of a canopy that was like where rabbits would go and hide in a thicket, but we're little tiny people on these giant branches all twisting around in every direction, that it would be easy to get lost in this environment. And then the problem becomes, well, how do you make a set out of this? So what I resolved to do was have the modelers build sections of this jungle canopy. And then once they had roughly built it all, I went to the world and I scouted the world out as if it was the real world, but it was digital. And I found all the places that I wanted to shoot in there. Trees and grass and things like this have always been a challenge for us. There's just so much geometry involved. And often rocks and trees can look like they're just these geometric shapes that crop up, and they lack all of the detail and spontaneity that the real world has. And I'm not trying for photorealism, but I'm trying for that inspiration, that kind of organic life idea that only nature really has. And it really came down to talking with Joel and being like, Joel, I'm really worried about these vines. They just, we glued a texture on them, but you can see the connections, and it's just not enough. So Joel and Josh Rowe worked together to come up with this program that populates the background with tons of little odds and ends and branches and twigs and ants and bugs and butterflies and little creepy crawly things and mist and a sense of humidity, which just breaks up the space in a way that the framing has never had in the compositions, that much little tiny detail breakup of space. It just makes you feel like I'm in this environment finally. It definitely was a very big moment visually, that we had done something we had never done before. And we're going to use this in the future to make everything we're doing better.